Thank you so much for making it. Your presence in itself is already sufficient to make this a success. Thank you. And I start by apologizing sincerely for coming in a bit late. I was coming from Huye this morning. I hope I got it right this time. Huye. That's why. So we are driving in. But of course, this is something we wouldn't miss. And you wouldn't miss it because it's so nice to come in a room full with partners, recognizing the great work of those who have come before me in UNDP. It's the same one UNDP, but we're looking back on 5 years, 6 years. It means people have done this work. If anything, we're here to enjoy and bask into the great work all of you in the room have done. So I'm really going to be just summarizing most of what you have done yourselves. And I also want to thank my colleagues who are all here, who have made this possible. I think it's always good to look back from where you're coming, for you to know how to spring back to where you're going. Thanks, Nana. I'm very happy we have you online. Some of you might have met the Deputy Resident Representative, Nana Queenie Chimbua. She's not able to join us today because of health reasons, but she doesn't want to miss this opportunity to interact with you, even though virtually. So she's going to try as best as possible to be with us from online, because we believe there is a lot you're going to tell us in terms of moving forward, and we want to hear it from you. This is why, when this young girl wanted to know the story of creation, and she's confused, she goes to her mother and asks the question, how did we come on earth? How are human beings on earth? How did we come about? The mother took some time to explain to her about the story of creation from the Bible. God made Adam and Eve, and then they had children and children and children, and that's how all of us are on this earth. This girl was too curious to just accept that story by itself. So she decided to go to her father and ask the same question. Remember? Same question. How did we come about, Daddy? How did human beings come on earth? And for those who did biology, or you must have heard, there's another story to this, which is man came from ape, Homo sapiens, Homo sapiens sapiens, right? Now the girl is perfectly confused and goes back to the mother. He says, but I thought you told me we came from, our creation is from Adam and Eve and so on. My daddy told me about a different story, which is Homo sapiens sapiens, and this is how the ape was working on 4 limbs, and next time, remember those stories in the biology Bible, biology book. And then the mother says, you know what? I told you the story from my side of the family. Maybe that's the side of the father. Your father's family must have been coming from Homo sapiens. Mine is from Adam and Eve. Just to put this entire conversation into perspective, we want to be able to tell the same story in terms of the successes we have made for the last 6 years. Our stories can have different angles, but they're speaking about the success of that we've made together as UNDP. And this is why I seriously believe that today is not just like any other meeting. And I'm so glad in the introduction we've mentioned some beautiful adjectives that really go to describe who we are and the group that we are. We are authentic, we are positive, we are optimistic. We can be annoying. We are running after you for you to do your delivery, return your F10s, etc. I can imagine how annoying that is. Or you're running after us to be sure we send you the budget back, etc. I can imagine how annoying that is. We bring good news, and that's what we do. We are thankful. We are really, really thankful for coming this far. And we do so in a very peaceful way, even though we are energetic. And I think that's where, as a group, we are fantastic. We have really described ourselves as a group, and I want to believe in many respects that's the case. So it's not just any other meeting today. but it's a meeting of celebration of the incredible partnerships that have powered our work over the past 7 years. 7 is a beautiful number, the number of completion. The success we have seen in Rwanda is the result of your hard work, and I hope you really realize this by being here today, that we are not here as UNDP to showcase what we have done. And that's simply because it's never possible without our partners. We are far-fetched for what we're going to show even on the video. And I think it's not only out of humility, it's out of respect and sincere recognition of your hard work. We are only there as facilitators. That's the role of UN agencies. We facilitate, we co-create. But who does the work? It's government and government partners. So really, all credits to you without underestimating that. Each of you and your institutions have played a crucial role in advancing Rwanda's development and driving the SDGs forward. Reducing poverty to advancing gender equality, from protecting the environment to strengthening governance and advancing social inclusion. Together, we've achieved something remarkable, and I really want to share a heartfelt thank you. Murakoze. I actually just realized I forgot to introduce myself properly. Nitwa Fatmata Loveta Sise. Mukinya Rwanda, Nitwa Jiramata. So from now on, please just say Jiramata. But together, we've achieved something incredible with our partners. This gathering is a real tribute to your passion, to your commitment, and the shared vision that unites all of us. We couldn't have done it without you, by no means. And it's this spirit of collaboration that will continue to guide us into the future we want of Rwanda, the future that is needed in Africa. Rwanda remains a remarkable example in so many ways for the continent as a whole. So that's why, even though we may be tempted to think we are a small country only by our population, our ideas, our achievements, our aspirations are bigger than we can ever imagine. And that's why we're happy to do this together. But today, we're going to look back 2018, 2024. And this is reminding me of all of us who came here, we came by car. And there's a reality. When you sit in the car, whether you're driving or you're a passenger, you can see that the rear view mirror that helps you to see the back, it's much smaller, isn't it? Your windscreen is much bigger, 50 times bigger than your rear view mirror. It means you can always look at the back, it's good, but what you have in front of you is greater than what your past is. So we shouldn't allow our past to define us, but we should look at the greater opportunities that we have in front of us. So let's bear in mind the rear view mirror and the windscreen as we look back on 2018-2024 country program documents, and there is a lot to be proud of. Together, we have achieved significant milestones in transformational governance, climate action, poverty reduction, social inclusion as well. We've created lasting impact in communities and worked hand in hand with the government of Rwanda to advance national development priorities. I hope we have all not forgotten about COVID and how much it instilled so much fear in us to almost paralyze us into no action. But at the same time, our greatest resilience as partners is manifested during COVID. After the initial scare and fear, we realized we have to face this head on. The nature in which we were agile to repurpose our funds, to reimagine what is possible, even within a crisis that is global, way beyond our borders, was remarkable. But we also recognize that COVID did fire us away from our path that we had actually imagined, and it affected some of the delivery. But the most important thing is we came out stronger. Our relationship with the government of Rwanda, I mean here UNDP, civil society organizations, private sector, media, and academia has been central to everything that we have achieved. UNDP remains proud to serve as a trusted partner. This is what my colleagues have written, and I hope you will also believe and say the same. Trusted partner in Rwanda's development journey. Through our close collaboration with various ministries and government agencies, we've worked on impactful initiatives that have aligned with the government's Vision 2050 and national strategies. Each time I mention Vision 2050, I'm tempted to stop and think about what we have way ahead of us. We want to reach upper middle income country by 2035. We want to reach higher income country by 2050. These may sound like visions that are impossible, but with action, one day at a time, we really believe together we can work with the government of Rwanda and the people to make this vision a reality. And there are a number of things that needs to be done for the vision to be a reality, including ensuring a GDP growth rate from 2018 to 2035 at 12%. We're not there yet, but with an average of 7 to 8%, and first 2 quarters of this year of 9.8, 9.7%, we can see that we are making closer to the journey of closing it at the 12%. And just yesterday at the lecture with professionals from the Rwanda Revenue Authority, we also realized the importance of the private sector in this journey and the investment that is required for us to realize this vision. I think this is important to bear in mind because we are also going to be talking about our next 5 years. So our next five years is doubling our efforts to really support and work with governments directed at this vision. So the partnership we share with government and all of you, our implementing partners, has been a model of mutual learning and shared success. We have built a strong foundation of trust and collaboration, which will be essential as we transition into the next phase of our work together. Here we say Tirukumwe, and more than ever before, it's Tirukumwe. But as we close the chapter of 2019-2024, and we will constantly be reminded about the rear view mirror, we are excited to embark on a new journey with all of you. The next phase is an opportunity to take stock of our past lessons and apply them to shape a stronger and more impactful future. So this meeting provides us with a valuable opportunity to engage in open dialogue, and here I really mean open dialogue. We as UNDP need to hear from you, our partners, what we need to do better. You always need the sun and the rain for plants to grow. If you only want sunshine, we're not going to grow as an organization. So even though it may seem you're telling us a fact in our faces, but that rain is important so that the sun makes the difference for us to grow as UNDP. So really open conversation. We will reflect on our achievements, but also address the challenges that you tell us that we need to face. We are happy to identify opportunities together, and most importantly, discuss how we can collectively drive greater impact in the years ahead. Your input, your insights, your recommendations are key to informing the priorities and the direction of our new CPD. We are not looking at medium-term visions, but we're looking at 2025 to 2029, getting very close to our 2030 SDG achievement, but also 2035 realization of the vision of Rwanda. So we want to focus on setting clear priorities for immediate future. Together, we must brainstorm and identify actionable steps to kickstart the implementation of the new CPD. As we engage in today's discussions, and which we will continue tomorrow, I want to encourage everyone to approach this workshop with an open mind and a spirit of collaboration. This is not a formal meeting, but an opportunity for us to step back from our regular roles and think creatively about how we can strengthen our partnerships and enhance our impact. And here I even want to borrow the words of the resident coordinator, Dr. Ozonia, who often says, it is not enough to think outside the box. We should actually throw away the box. We shouldn't have the box. So let's imagine ourselves with no box at all. People always tell you, think outside the box. It's not about thinking outside. Please do not have the box as you're thinking. Let's imagine, let's dream, let's envision a Rwanda that we have. But also we want to do this in a relaxed and reflective environment. That's why I'm happy the way we have introduced ourselves. Those who have said they are energetic, let's see your energy in the room. Those who are positive, let's see your positivity. Those who are annoying, please keep your annoyance outside of the room. For the time being, you'll bring it back when you need your face form. But let us take this time to reflect, learn from one another, and engage in candid, constructive conversations. This meeting is not just about reviewing the past or planning for the future. It's about forging stronger bonds between us as partners. And hey, let's make this even more fun. I always feel I can't learn if the environment is not fun enough for me. Fred, our MC, he was almost fired. But I think he has earned definitely his MC role. Fired because I thought he shouldn't have waited for me, but you've earned your MC role, so you've signed your contract. Let us make it serious, but fun. I believe those of you who were part of the J-Loss retreat, it was serious, but it was still fun. We will dance. That's one you have no excuse, unfortunately. And that's going to be tonight. And yes, I really want to see us dancing at the end of the day. And as two boys who went to visit their grandmother, and really excited, you know how it is when you're going to grandma, you're always excited. There's going to be a lot of food, there's spoiling, you're allowed to break all the rules that your parents don't allow you to break. And their grandmother told them, as you go to bed, make sure you say your prayers. These boys were excited. End of the day, they went to their room, they knelt down to pray. And always the younger one, they're always the naughty ones. And then the younger one was screaming with the prayers above his lungs. Oh God, let me have a PlayStation. Oh Lord Jesus, let me watch television, and so on. And the brother said, but stop screaming. God is not going to hear you. He says, yes, I know God is not going to hear, but grandma is going to hear. So when you really know the person who should carry the message and who is likely to act, let them hear it. That's why I am confident that with the collective wisdom in this room, the next chapter in Rwanda's development story will be marked by even greater collaboration and success. Together, we will continue to advance the NST2, SDG Vision, and Vision 2050, and ensure a sustainable, inclusive, and resilient future for all. Thank you once again for your continued partnership. Myself and my colleagues and the DRR Nana will look forward to an enriching and productive meeting over the next 1.5 days and to the next chapter that we are going to write together. Let us make the most of this opportunity to learn again from each other, reflect on our achievements, and look ahead to the exciting work we will do together in the years to come. Murakoze Chane, thank you.